Hey everyone, have a hi here, another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this video, we're going to be ranking the Legendary Dokkan Festival exclusive units primarily on the global version of the game, so sorry LR Gogeta. We'll see you soon though. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So let's go ahead and take a look at all the Dokkan Festival exclusive units on the game right now, even on JP, because of course we have LR Super Gogeta, the tech one down there, and yeah, it's all nice, neat on all the type advantages, all taken care of. You can see generation 1 on top, you can see generation 2 in the second row there, and then generation 3, which is out right now in the 6-year anniversary. Generation 4 is going to be coming out on the worldwide celebration right around the corner, and I think those units will be the best units in the game. So that's going to be exciting there. But let's go ahead and take a look at these units, once again minus the Gogeta, and I'll probably give you my thoughts on where Gogeta would stand in all this here. But let's start by looking at the bottom rung, right? The bottom 2 units that I feel that is, and how am I going to rank these? I have to make an explanation, because a lot of people say, oh man, I don't know how you're ranking this here. So think about it in a couple different ways. Think about it as a new player, think about it as a mid player, and also as a whale. I try to think about it overall, right? Because if you're just thinking about this as maximum whale type, then there's a one way of ranking it. If you're thinking that's just a starter, so that's kind of how I look at Dokkan, and can you do a lot of content? The leader skill is very important to me, right? So sometimes certain leader skills just outweigh and you're able to do more content, so I rank them a little bit higher. Of course, the passive skill and the ability to do a lot of things, and the amount of categories it's on as well makes it more valuable. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive in and look at the bottom rung. So unfortunately, the LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta, I feel, are at this point in time, the least valuable. I hate to say the worst, right? Because all these units are fantastic, right? It's like being the worst out of a top 10 legendary Hall of Fame type of list. Unfortunately, you're on the bottom, but you're still on the top of the top. So being a legendary Dokkan Festival exclusive, Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta are still valuable, but the least valuable, I think, in this group here, due to the fact that Vegeta, you can't really do too much as him as the leader, right? He can be useful on certain teams, but as the leader, he's not on that many categories. And the same thing with Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and that's really problematic for the both of them. Both of them are now outshined by an Easy A, so that's that. But with the same name update coming out for global, then that will save a little bit of value there. But unfortunately, I think 13 and 14 is a good spot for these two anniversary units at that. But I think some of you guys will probably disagree with me. I think of course the AGL Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, his leader skill is fantastic, being the Goku leader on there. But like I say, they're both limited with the amount of categories they can actually be on, being that they're Super Saiyan 4. So anyway, let's go ahead and now move on to the next rung here, and that's going to be 9 through 12. This is where it's going to get a little bit more complicated. So I did put the 3-year anniversary better than the 4-year anniversary. Here's the reason why: because currently right now on longer events, the Super Saiyan the 2 Super Saiyan joint forces units in the OG Vegito and Gogeta, they have a valuable resource in being able to heal you, under 50% after 6 turns. So that's good there. And then their both leader skills are fairly okay, with fusions and on Patara, as the leader skill for both of those units. So I think they're just slightly more valuable. They're on a lot more categories than the Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta, so that's why I really had them just slightly above the bottom 2. So, but you can easily interchange those units into that, because both of those units, the Vegito and the Gogeta, does take a while to actually transform, which they're so much better when they're transformed. But as their normal self, once again, very useful. I still think they are for their leader skill and their amount of categories they can use it on. But it's still on the bottom rung list. Now, I think this is going to be controversial, since number 10 is LR Cell. LR Cell did get a nice boost with the link level update. However, his leader skill is kind of weird, right? He has a 150% to HP and attack, and then 170 to defense, which is very strange. And when's the last time you guys ran the Android Cell Saga, right? So I think his value is diminished, even though he's one of these interesting units that you can put on various teams, and he's useful. He's the LR 30% cell. When you're under 30%, he will heal you, and that's very valuable on certain, no atom runs and things of that nature. So for him, I was either going to put him at 8 or put him at 10, and I ended up just putting him at 10. Due to the fact was the questioning was, is Cell better than the LR Blue Fusions? And to me, I was like, you know what? I think the LR Blue Fusions are going to be a little bit more valuable. Thus, that's what you're going to see here at number 8 and number 9. And number 9 is going to be the Gogeta. I think the Vegito is going to be better than the Gogeta when it comes to the Blue Fusion. So they actually ended up being the 8th and 9th spot, which I think is fair. The weak point for those two units is due to the fact that they are 150% leaders versus 170% like some of these other units on there, but they're just so good, right? So once they're transformed, they're rocking it. But yeah, there is that limited time where they're not transformed yet, and is not as useful as some of these maybe other units here. So, but at 150% for Patara leader and final trump card, final trump card is an amazing category. So I'm at number 7, and this unit here could have been at number 10 as well, but I put it at number 7 because all out was it going all out or all out? Yeah, the category all out and joint forces and all out combined together makes an amazing team. This is one of those units that you can actually have all the Dokkan Festival have a full Dokkan Festival exclusive team, much like AGL Gohan, which I'll talk about in a second. And you can run quite a bit of the Universal Survival Saga, not Universal Survival Saga, but Representative Universe 7 and Universal Survival Saga, because LR, Kale, and Khalifa can be on here as well, so they can link up very well with Tournament of Power. It's a very underrated team, and I don't see too many people run this team here, but if you have certain units, it's going to be a fantastic team, and he's on a lot of categories and can run a lot of in different Super Battle Roads. So I think he's very valuable in Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Evolution Vegeta, but I think a lot of people, I don't know, maybe doesn't really use them as a leader, and that's unfortunate. It's kind of like LR Cell, right? LR Cell, Android Cell Saga, and then all out and joint forces. You don't see much of that going on. So big controversy here, of course. A Generation 1 unit still being in the top 6th and top echelon on here. It's Gobros. You guys know how much I love Gobros, and I still think his leader skill is top 3, top 4, right? So his ability with Siblings Bond and Goku's family, that combination, you can run some amazing combinations. And with him, yes, I know that he is himself, his passive skill is a little bit lackluster until he's maxed out, and even though if he's maxed out, some of these other units are going to do a lot more damage than he is. But in a sense, as a leader and a utility, he's amazing. I think he holds a lot of value, especially if you're an earlier and brand new player. You're going to have more value with Gobros than you are with I would say any of the other units down below, because of the amount of content that you can actually do and the diversity of his team as a leader. Remember, I really like leader skills, but yeah, his passive is still Generation 1 style, right? You do have to wait on his passive. He doesn't link all that well with key links, but with all the other links, if you put him in with the right teams, he's gonna do just fine as you build up his key and you build up his attack. And sometimes, man, when I use my Gobros, he's gonna super attack 3 times, and that's very powerful. So I'm gonna keep him at 6. I was gonna actually put him at 5. I didn't want to cause a crazy uproar there, but so anyway, we will keep him at number 6. But we have number 5 as the AGL Gohan, Transformation Gohan. One of the reasons why he's there is Kamehameha is ultimately a super great category, right? So if he had a better secondary leader skill versus just your AGL or another category at 150 or 170, I think he would probably be closer to a top 4, top 3 leader skill. But Kamehameha is very, very strong, and then him as a unit defensively is amazing because of his stacking ability, right? You can use him on multitude of different hard events, especially the longer events there, and he's almost a must-have to do a lot of different content, especially if you're going to know autumn run, right? He's a god when it comes to no autumn running, longer events like the Legendary Goku event. So his value is very, very high, and I think that's why I put him in number 5. I could have switched around Go Bros though. I can easily make that switch, but I'm gonna keep it as is so I don't get creamed in the comments, which I'm already probably gonna get creamed in the comments, which is fine. So be constructive, everyone. By the way, be constructive. So here's the top 4, and I think the top 4 is easily figured out what the best 4 Dokkan Festival exclusive LRs are, and it's gonna be these 4. Now Buuhan, you can definitely argue that Buuhan is such a kind of a limited unit, right? Because you need to run other Boos, and yeah, for like a new player, he might not be ideal, but for your wailing maxed out player, dude, you're gonna run a Majin Power team, and you're all linked up. Boy, that team is like unkillable, right? It's like a regeneration team, and you're healing up like every turn. It's like how do you even kill him? And plus, if you do possibly get killed, you can then transform, and then you're going to be just fine. So it's just Buuhan is an amazing unit, but more selective and more in the whale side of things than kind of a newer player. So unlike like a Gohan and a Go Bros, as a newer player, you can definitely use those 2 units to your more of advantage. Top 3, no doubt about it, right? No doubt about it. You have coming in number 3 is Super Vegito. Even people could even argue that's Super Vegito's number 2 or even number 1 to be that, just because his leader skill is amazing. Battle of Wits and Majin Buu Saga is super powerful. Him as a unit of itself is just amazing. That 30% mitigation. So fantastic unit. Coming in number 2 and number 1 are the brand new units, MUI Goku and Evolution Vegeta. And because of that crazy skill that they have, which is the revival skill, they are number 1. It's a free life. As long as you get hit 7 times on Vegeta and you dodge 3 times with MUI Goku, you're gonna be fine, right? It's an item that says, hey, we're just gonna heal you just in case you die, and that's pretty amazing, pretty broken for this type of game. But both are fantastic leaders, right? Representative of Universe 7, probably the best team in the global version of the game right now, and probably even in the JP version of the game. They're just way too powerful on that end. But I think Vegeta's leader skill is just a little bit stronger. He can run more content, but I think just MUI Goku slightly outshines Vegeta. So I really wish they gave Vegeta a 30% mitigation forever after he gets hit a couple of times, just like and have that 30% mitigation like Super Vegito, and he'd probably be the number 1 unit in the game. So anyway, this is my list. Agree, disagree, let me know in the comment section below. Once again, be constructive, just don't say my list sucks. I did take some time to think about it and say, okay, if I were either a brand, mid, or even a whale, where would it all stand? Now, of course, if you're a JP player, where would Gogeta fall? Probably, in that 2 or 3 area, right? So that unit is ridiculous and very, very powerful. So can't wait for Generation 4, because Generation 4 is going to be very, very interesting when it comes to these Dokkan Festival exclusive LR. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Thank you all for watching. Keep on Dokkaning, and yeah, we'll catch you next time. Later.